Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to So You Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast, where we're both struggling.
Yes.
So
What
bear
a
with
what
us.
what a time to be alive, and I don't mean that in a great way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was your week, Kelly?
Um it was actually better. I was super busy at the beginning of the week. Um and then because we have a new hire, a lot of my work went to her. So
Yay.
my Friday was so chill. Like after lunch, I was just like, "Oh, let me do some work." And so I got I did some stuff online, or not online, but like on our application on my computer. Uh, and like I was done. I'm like, oh, there's probably like maybe an hour left of work. I'm like, I've been working really slow because I can. I look up, it's like 1:30. I'm like, what the? I'm like,
What did
that
that
this.
same exact thing happen to me on Friday, though?
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't want to do any more work. Like both of the things that I work on, there's like regular things and then urgent stuff. So I went all through the urgent stuff, I went all through the reg stuff, and then I was just sitting there. I'm like, all of our stuff is really low. Uh, what do I do? What do I do now? So I literally just watched stuff on Netflix
Yeah,
for
I
like the
watch
rest of the day.
movies. I don't
Yeah,
know what anybody else does. I watch movies.
yeah. So I am getting. I'm gonna have to work slower now
Yeah.
so I can make my work last throughout the day.
Or just
never
watch more
never a problem.
movies.
Or watch more movies. I never thought I'd have that problem, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, just do what I do and just watch. I literally blow through my work. Like I want to get it done as fast as possible so I can press play on the next movie. But yeah, I also had that problem on Friday.
Yeah.
But after lunch, I did not have a slow period.
Uh-oh.
I got back from lunch and had like this guy kept emailing me requests for stuff, and part of my job involves mailing things, and our mailroom
Hmm.
closes at 3. Why did he start emailing me at like 2?
That's
And
always how it
so
goes.
and so I was like, what do I do? And so everybody around me, I was like, I'm sending you an email. I'm sending you an email. I was like, let's get this done.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
We
I
got
cannot do this by myself.
we got it all done.
Good for
We
you.
got it all done. And then at 4 o'clock, I was like, I'm dipping.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
I gotta go by. Sorry.
Sorry. You stressed me out on a Friday. I need to leave early.
Yeah, you sent me stuff knowing when the mailroom closes. So as reparations, I'm going home early.
I'm going home early. I, any inconvenience, especially on a Friday, I'm going home early.
And it's any little inconvenience. If somebody looks at me weird, I'm
hmm
sorry. I gotta go home.
If your emails are a little bit too sarcastic, I'm going home early.
And if they're a little too happy, I'm going home early.
Right? Because why are you happy? We're working.
Yeah.
Calm down.
We're still at work. Why are you happy?
hmm
I know
We're
it's Friday, but I'd be happier if I was out.
yeah. I'd be happier if I was at home. Like we're still chained to capitalism right now. Like
Yeah.
let's get out.
I'm still stuck in my wage cage, okay? Just
hmm Quit
don't.
playing with me. But yeah, did you have anything else?
Oh yeah, I did see one of our friends yesterday.
hmm She
She
did.
Yeah, I did. She recently moved to where I am,
hmm
and we went thrift shopping. We went to an antique store, and then because I miss Asian markets so much, we went to an H Mart, and I immediately felt at home.
They have Asian people there.
Right? Right? Actually,
Mm,
there's if you look in the right spots, there are quite a few Asians here, which very much surprises me.
very surprising.
Yeah. So they're in more of the bigger cities. I live in a smaller city. And here's how I know that. There are 3 Starbucks in my city. 2 of them are inside a store. There's only one standalone Starbucks.
I can't even imagine how many Starbucks my city has.
Oh yeah, you probably have one on every corner, literally.
There's just within like a mile of me, there's three,
Yeah, yeah. In my
maybe
old city,
four.
within a mile of me, there were two,
And Kelly wasn't even in a big city.
and I wasn't even in a big city. You know what gets even worse? The city that I work in, Jordan, there's not even a Starbucks. The closest Starbucks is 20 miles away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I live in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. Yep. Sure do.
Yeah. So going to see her in a bigger city, it was really nice. I got to see people and go to stores. So it was nice.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Maybe one day me and my other friend will go visit.
She already said she's coming.
Okay.
Gotta work
Sound
that out.
sounds good.
Okay.
As for me, crazy week. Crazy week.
Tell us about it.
So let's start with the weirdest thing. So
Uh
right
oh.
now I am currently at my aunt's house because my mom caught COVID.
Boo.
So on like Tuesday, she was feeling sick. And I was like, wow, you got sick again? Like, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday was Saturday, and she was still feeling terrible. So I was like, you should probably go to the doctor. And so she went to the doctor. They gave her a COVID test, and she has COVID. So I packed up all of my stuff and left.
Yep.
No, I took a COVID test, packed up all my stuff, and left.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went and I got a PCR test, like be completely sure that I don't have COVID.
Yeah. Because you have to double check.
I had to double check. And so, yeah, I've been barricading myself in this room until I get my PCR results. Like, I even slept in a mask last night.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I'm pretty sure, like 99.9% sure I don't have COVID because, like I've said on this podcast millions of times, I think I'm immune.
Yeah. We have not gotten COVID.
I've been exposed 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
Never gotten it.
Yeah. My whole family had it last year. I was safe. Jordan's family has had it. He is safe.
I've saved. I scientists come get this. Come get my blood. I have the cure.
Right. We have it.
We
It's in
have
our
it.
system.
It's very on brand for us both to have
Yeah, it
never had
is.
COVID. Very
It
on
really
brand.
is. Yeah. And I love that for us,
Hmm.
honestly.
And then also this week, when I was editing the last Aquamarine episode,
Hmm.
and then Kelly mentioned that Sarah Paxton and Emma Roberts both had songs on the Aquamarine
Oh, did you listen
like
to them?
soundtrack. I didn't listen to it, but I like
Oh,
looked
okay.
at it and I
Uh-huh.
was like, why is there no JoJo songs on here?
That's what I'm saying.
And like the perfect JoJo song to be on this would have been Fairy Tales. So I'm really confused as to
Ooh.
why Fairy Tales isn't on the Aquamarine soundtrack.
Dude, that would have been perfect.
A perfect end credit song.
Yeah.
Where's the
Where?
thinking?
What? You
Where's
had
the
a
business
literal
acumen
you had a literal pop star
in the movie?
in the movie and you
And
didn't give her a song?
you didn't give her either a new song or one of her existing songs, just throw it on the soundtrack.
My homegirl was on Shark Tale.
Yeah, she
She
gave a
was on
song to
Shark
Shark Tale.
Tale. What is going on here, y'all?
Weird,
Y'all killing me.
weird,
Weird. Weirdo
weird,
behavior.
weirdo behavior.
Y'all really messed up your bag, and that's why it's not as iconic as it could have been.
Yes. So, do better.
Do better.
Do better.
If JoJo's ever gonna go back into acting, give her a song.
Give her a song.
Something.
I mean, I think she is acting, but she's
Is
done stuff.
she?
But she's Like, I think she was like on an episode of All American, but I've never watched All American.
Me neither.
I don't watch CW shows anymore.
Yeah, no,
I'm
CW
I'm
is.
I'm 25. Like, I don't need to be watching that.
Yeah, and anyway, CW isn't making anything that'll catch my attention. So.
No. I think the last CW show I watched was Legacies, season 1.
Oh,
And then I gave up. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I was CW Riverdale is CW, right?
Hmm.
I literally watched the first season and then half of the second season, and then I could not.
Oh, you made it further than I did. I only watched the first season.
Oh, because it's so awful. It's so
It's
awful.
it's so bad.
I don't even know what's going. Every time I see one of those like, and here's what's happening on Riverdale things on TikTok, and they're telling me what's going on episode by episode, I'm like, that's not possible.
They have powers now.
They have powers now. What?
And then I
I
think one episode, Chad Michael Murray was like a cult, or not episode, one season. Chad Michael Murray was like a cult leader.
I did see that Chad Michael Murray was in it. I don't know for what though. I can't remember.
Like, I kind of want to go back and watch that show just to see what's going on.
I feel like reading the synopsis on like Wiki or like on any type of website is enough for me.
Probably, I'm probably not ever gonna go back
Yeah,
and
I don't know if
watch
I could
Riverdale.
subject myself to Riverdale anymore. I put my 2 seasons in. I'm good.
I started watching quality shows. I started watching
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets last night because
Mm.
they have Showtime at this house.
Oh
Why is this show so excellent?
yes.
Missy can catch these hands though. Missy can catch
Oh.
these hands. If I little spoiler, if I found out that you destroyed the transmitter from the plane that just crashed that we were just on, I would kill you with my bare hands.
No
Like,
hesitation.
no hesitate. Like, what are you doing, ma'am? Like, I understand that everyone liked you now because you had like first date experience.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna sit here and kill us because people clapped for you a couple of times and sang your
Yeah.
praises.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kelly, the primal rage that would come.
She has an out of control praise kink, and it's just gonna kill everybody.
It's gonna kill everyone. The amount of rage that I would feel comes up in this movie that we're about to discuss. So let's go ahead
Okay.
and talk about it.
About this beautiful movie.
Let's talk about this beautiful movie called Undercover Brother. So, our movie starts off with a narrator talking about how in the 1970s black culture was on the rise. But as the millennium started to close, it began to fall, and this was all orchestrated by a rich and powerful man called the Man.
Literally, when it was happening, and then when it was like, and it was all orchestrated, I'm like, the white man, and it was like the man. I'm like, close enough.
Close enough. Yeah, and so the Man wants to like turn back the clocks on race relations for some reason. Who knows why?
Yeah.
And we now have a new hero in the world called Undercover Brother, who has emerged to fight for the growth that was happening during the 70s.
Iconic.
We then see Undercover Brother is a man who wears an obvious afro wig.
Yes.
Like, they could have done so much better to make this wig look real.
Yeah, but they really didn't. They slapped it on him, and they're like, that's fine.
That's fine. It's a little
They're
crooked,
like,
but that's fine.
They told hair and makeup. They're like, yeah, we need a wig, and they're like, got it. Someone went out to Party City,
Yeah.
bought one. They came back, and they're like, this is what you were talking about, right?
They were like, well, we got to start shooting, so I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. It'll work.
It'll work. We'll fix it in post. Never fixed it in post.
Never fixed it in post.
They completely forgot. So yeah, he wears a wig and he drives a 1970s Cadillac, and everyone thinks he's just the coolest thing ever. And one day while he's driving, he like avoids hitting cars. And it's super cool until a bird poops on his car.
Yeah, he was totally vibing.
Yeah, he had his little orange soda in his hand, didn't spill a drop.
No. He's too cool for that.
But then that bird was like, I have other plans.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to ruin this man's whole day.
Also, the narrator tells us that there's a secret organization that is fighting for the advancement of Black people, and it's not the NAACP.
No, it's not. This is not Hairspray.
No, it's a organization called the Brotherhood.
Yep.
Um, the Brotherhood is also an acronym, but we never learn what the acronym stands for.
No, we don't. We really don't.
Because at one point they show like the sign of it, and
Yeah.
I stopped it. I was like, "Oh, so they have like
Yeah.
what the acronym says?" No, they don't.
Yeah. It's like how you have the FBI up there. It's just Brotherhood, and it's like nothing beneath to say what it is.
Yeah, underneath it, it's just like their slogan. It's just like
Yes.
the advancement of Black people and blah 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 started in 1972, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, okay."
That's a long acronym.
And so once on my Google sheet, I started putting that the Brotherhood was an acronym. It started making it an acronym every time I wrote Brotherhood.
Really?
Yes, I wish I could show you. Oh, you
Oh, I
can't
see.
see
I
it.
kind of see it. I kind of
You
see it.
see it?
Yeah, it's all in
The
caps.
dots.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
hilarious.
one day the Brotherhood is doing a mission to dismantle the man's financial infrastructure, which right on. Um, and this mission is being led by Brotherhood agent Sister Girl. When
Yes, sister
Undercover Brother
girl.
comes in a disguise and interrupts their data download, so so that he can erase mortgages for low income families. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well,
Well,
mm. And so he eventually gets caught while doing this. He successfully does it though,
yeah, he does. He
and
gets the job done.
he gets the job done. So, what anonymous? What's going on with the student loans? Erase them.
Right. Where's
Erase them.
Undercover Brother when you need him?
Where's Undercover Brother when you need him? But yeah, he fights his way out with Sister Girl helping him,
Hmm.
and then he runs to the roof and parachutes down before we get a theme song.
Yes.
He has
He
a
gets a
theme
theme
song.
song. It's a 70s themed theme song. It's got the whole production value and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
And he even gets like that stereotypical, like gets to say some words in there.
Yes. Yeah.
Great time.
Great time.
We then go to a private island where the man's like secret lair is.
Hmm.
And he calls in his second in command, Mr. Feather. The man shows him that General Botwell, a black man, is considering running for president and has a very good chance of winning. And so this makes him angry. And he asks Mr. Feather to stop it from happening because black people are taking over white people's culture.
Yes. He says white people culture. When I sat there, I
Like,
was like, white people culture. I honestly, I'd love to go up to like a white person, but like, what is white people culture?
What is white people culture?
What is your culture? What is that all about?
Sweater vests?
Yeah.
Those are made in China.
Yeah.
Taco
Taco nights.
nights?
You're colonizing again. Take a step back.
This is a little bit ahead, but mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise. Also, the sound that they put with the mayonnaise, it made me want to
Disgusting.
gag. It made me want to gag.
Disgusting.
Every time they're like, oh,
Yeah, ew. And there's one point that really gets me, but I'll talk about it later.
oh yeah.
And so Mr. Feather mentions that their company, Multinational Inc., has created a new drink. Drink, Jordan? It's
Drink?
a drug. Sorry. It's a drug that they can use on him.
Mm-hmm.
We then cut to the Brotherhood, and their chief asks his workers, Smart Brother, Conspiracy Brother, and Sister Girl, to go find Undercover Brother right after the general has a press conference where he announces that he isn't running for president, but will instead open a chain of fried chicken restaurants.
Yeah. You heard that right.
If So I know this is like an outlandish movie, but imagine
Yeah.
you're sitting at home in 2007 or 6 or whenever Obama started his campaign, and he goes
6. Yeah.
and he goes on TV and is like, "Yeah, I don't want to be president. I'm gonna sell fried chicken."
Ooh, I can't even imagine.
The scream I would let out would like awaken some dead alien society somewhere in space. Oh, I'd be
Yeah.
so mad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, the best thing I can do for America is open up
A
a
fried chicken
fried
joint.
chicken shop. I'm like, bruh.
And like the reporters tried to help him
Yeah, they
somewhat.
really
They were
did.
like, "Are you sure you want to do that? You sure
Yeah.
that's not gonna like make African American people upset?" He was like, "Not."
Yeah.
He's like,
He's
"They
like,
won't
no.
be upset when they taste my chicken." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And
Dude.
and by the way, the person playing the general is Billy D. Williams.
Yes. Yup. Yup.
Yeah, there's some more iconic people in this movie, but
Yes. They put as many people as they could in this movie, and I'm like,
as many
good for
people as they could.
you.
Yeah, and so we then cut to Undercover Brother's house, and he is approached by Sister Girl to go to the Brotherhood. And after he sexually harasses her and she like kicks his ass,
Yep.
he's
As
like,
she should.
"Fine, yeah, let's go."
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I got that out of my system. It's okay.
Yep. And so they go to the Brotherhood headquarters where the entrance is through a barber shop. And they tell Undercover Brother about the man and how he's using the general to discredit black people. Also, Conspiracy Brother also attacks Undercover Brother because he says good morning to
Good
him.
morning. Yes.
And Conspiracy Brother has a conspiracy that good morning means is a white people term that means that I'm hunting black people first thing in the morning.
Yes.
He did not say black people, by
He
the
did
way.
not. He did not. But for the sake of this podcast,
For the sake of
yes.
this
Yes, he
podcast,
did.
yes, he did. And so,
I
back at
love
the man,
Conspiracy Brother.
I love Conspiracy Brother. Back when what's his actual name?
Ooh.
I almost said Eddie Murphy, and that's not correct.
No, that is not correct. Um, Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Back when Dave Chappelle was like good and not anti-Semitic, and it was actually funny. Um, and so, back at the man's headquarters, the general has been brainwashed by Mr. Feather, and the man plans to use this new drug to brainwash more prominent black people, and then eventually all black people. Was like, why?
Right, right. Ooh.
And so, when Mr. Feather ends the call, he starts dancing to Mary J. Blige's Family Affair before he realizes what he's doing and stops.
It is a bop.
It's a bop.
Are we gonna start a bop counter, or can we just say that all songs in this movie are a bop?
Oh, we can start a bop counter. Where are we
Okay.
starting? Are we starting from the Undercover Brother theme song?
Why not?
Or okay, so
Why not?
this Family Affair, Bob number 2.
Bop number 2.
Bob number 2. And so while preparing Undercover Brother for his mission, we meet Lance, who is the Brotherhood's intern, and he's white.
He's
And
white.
he got the job because of affirmative action.
Yes. He's literally the diversity hire.
He's the diversity hire
He's the diversity hire.
because he is the only white man in that
Yes,
building.
he is. Yes.
Also, Lance is played by Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris. Yes. I think that makes it so much better, honestly.
It makes it so much better. And so, Smart Brother shows Undercover Brother some gadgets that he made for him, including modifying his shoes and his car. And so Sister Girl tells him that she thinks he's compensating for something with all like the big hair, the big car, and the big medallion that he always wears. But Undercover Brother's like, well, my father gave me this medallion to remind me of where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. And then the chief gives them a mission to go to a golf course where the general is meeting with some members of Multinational Inc.
Mm-hmm.
On this mission, Undercover Brother goes disguised as a Jamaican caddy.
Yes. He's like, you need to blend in. He's like, perfect. I have the right
Perfect. I
costume for
have the
this.
perfect costume for this. And Sister Girl goes as a more, muted
Yes.
disguise. She goes as a landscaper.
Yes.
And
Perfect.
so, and so they see the general pandering to white people with his chicken and Mr. Feather. And so Sister Girl wants to call the chief, but Undercover Brother is like, no, we need to go get him before he leaves. And so he follows Mr. Feather into an office and they get into a fight until Mr. Feather starts throwing things at Undercover Brother and saying that he's stealing them. And so he leaves.
It's effective.
It's effective because the security does come.
They do come. And they come quick.
They come very quick. Also, why does golf course security have guns?
Right. Maybe it's a
That's
taser gun?
not necessary.
It is
Not
not
necessary.
necessary. Especially at a white country club.
At a white country, not necessary.
Mm-mm.
And so he like fights them off with the help of Sister Girl, and then they are chased in a golf cart by security.
This whole
And then
chase scene.
they're going like 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, both of them, and they're
Both of them.
freaking out like they're driving
About how
1,000
fast
miles
they're
an
going.
hour. Yeah.
And then Sister Girl and Undercover Brother throw back some, I have no idea what they're called. Those little things that you put the golf ball on.
The little stands or whatever they're
The
called.
little spikes. Yeah. Throws them back. The security runs them over and then runs into like a gas main and explodes.
Yes.
They barely hit this gas main.
Yeah.
Because like we said, they're going 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're at 2 miles an hour. They're just like tapped it and then they just went up in flames.
And then they just exploded. And also, I hate the whole hit a gas mine explode thing because gas mines are like interconnected with other buildings and stuff. I'm like, this would have set this entire building on fire.
Yeah. Also, there was nothing near the gas main to ignite anything. So
why was it in the middle of this golf course?
Right. Like y'all put it in the most like high traffic area, and you're like, yeah, no, that's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
like,
just put a little white fence around it. Like, don't touch this.
Right, don't touch it.
Yeah, and so the two then start running, and they get cornered. And so Undercover Brother uses his platform boots, which now can make him like 2 stories tall, and they go into the roof of this building, and they get away.
Yeah, this works, by the way.
This works. Like the security guys just stand there and let them go.
Yeah, they look at them. They're like, "Dude, look at his boots."
Look at his
and
boots.
Then they just let him go.
Just let him go. And so they go back to headquarters and they try to find out what the man has to do with the general. And so the chief comes up with the idea of infiltrating Multinational Inc. to find out what they're up to and decides that Undercover Brother will be the one to do it. And so they start his training.
I love this montage.
One part of his training is that Smart Brother gives him a sandwich with mayonnaise, which Undercover Brother immediately spits out.
Yep.
So he's given a watch that squirts out hot sauce to make Caucasian food edible.
I would take that gadget, dude.
I would take that gadget, but let me be 100% real. Black people don't have anything against mayonnaise.
Yeah,
like
I was about to ask.
Like, I don't know where that came from. All the black people I know use mayonnaise. I truly don't understand where this came from.
Like,
but it was funny.
It was very funny. The mayo looked so
gross.
Bad.
Oh my gosh! So bad. Why was it so gelatinous? Like, it was moving so much.
Yes. Also, it wasn't like the actual color of like mayonnaise. It was like cream colored.
It was like, yeah, like sour cream.
Yes.
Like, it was like pure white.
Yes. I was like, that looks fake. That looks sus.
That looks sus.
That's not what mayo looks like.
And so after this training, which he failed, but for some reason they move on.
They passed him anyway, yeah.
He is then put into a device called Caucasian Vision that gives him images of what white people like to do and listen to help him blend in better.
Yeah.
And it's essentially torture to him. Also, the song that's playing while this is all happening is NSYNC's "Here We Go," which is an
Yes.
R&B influenced song. So I don't know why it was so bad for him.
Right. Like he's that song's a bop anyway,
Like
but
that song is a
still.
bop, and it's a flat out Boys to Men ripoff song. So I
Yes, it
don't
is.
know why he was like,
Maybe
"This is
maybe he
torture."
was maybe he was freaking out because it was a ripoff of Boys to Men. Maybe
He's
he's
like,
all
"Boys to Men would have sang this better."
yes, yes, yes. What if he's like making those noises because he's appalled?
Which not too much on JC. Not too much on JC Chauvet. Not too much.
Mm.
Um, yeah, but it shows images of like monster trucks and polka dancing and
Yeah.
Leave It to Beaver, and he cannot take it.
He takes like 3 seconds of it.
And then he starts screaming Caucasian overload.
Mm-hmm.
After he's put through the machine, he is given a question about the show Friends to answer by Lance, and he passes. And so they're like, he's ready. And you guys want to
Yeah.
know what the question? Like, I've seen Friends. I would not have gotten this question.
I wouldn't have either.
He said
Like,
in season 3 when Ross was with his like fiance. Don't
yeah,
remember that woman's name. I think
me
she was the
neither.
British one.
She was.
What did he find on his nightstand table that belonged to Rachel? And the answer was her saline solution. And I was like, who
Yeah.
would have known that?
Yeah, that's such a small detail. Like, I feel like I need to go back and watch that or find that specific episode and watch it because I'm like, that
Right?
seems so small.
That's such a small detail. How would you know
Yeah,
that?
how would you know that?
I would have understood if he did the like we were on a break scene. He was
Yeah.
if he were like, what did Ross say to Rachel when she
Yeah,
found out that he had sex with someone else?
right. That would have been better.
That would have been
But
better.
I guess they're trying to prove how the
How the white
Caucasian
mind
training
thinks.
went. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. And so Undercover Brother then goes to Multinational Inc. disguised as a tobacco marketing executive named Anton Jackson.
Not
And
one of the Jackson 5.
not one of the Jackson 5.
Dude, when he did the white lean in and laugh with like your teeth
Yes.
showing. I was like, bro, you are doing too good at this.
Yeah, and so he goes into a meeting and introduces a gigantic cigarette called the Fatty. Before he sneaks into their server room and sends the data on the general to the Brotherhood.
Through his shoe, by the way. It's shown through
Yeah,
his shoe.
through his platform.
Yeah.
Weird.
They really upgraded those shoes.
They did. They did anything imaginable to those shoes.
Yes. Yes.
And so, unfortunately, the breach is immediately revealed to Mr. Feather. And so he releases their secret weapon, Black Man's Kryptonite. Do you want to know what Black Man's Kryptonite is?
Tell him, Jordan.
It's actually quite insulting. It's a white woman.
It's a white woman.
It's a white woman.
And it's not any white woman. It's
It's
blonde,
Denise Richards.
blue-eyed. Yes. Yes.
A blonde-haired, skinny, blue-eyed white woman.
Yes.
And so when he goes back to work, Undercover Brother bumps into a woman named Penelope Snow, who who invites him out, and they go sing Ebony and Ivory at karaoke.
That killed me, by the way.
The black people laughing at him was hilarious. I was like, yeah, yeah.
No, that guy at the beginning though that they showed stared at Penelope.
Staring at a Penelope, yeah.
And his girlfriend's like, bruh.
Right? She was like, what are you looking at? And so after they go out to dinner and she asks him to take a bite of her sandwich with extra mayonnaise, and he does. It looked like a mayonnaise sandwich.
Yeah, it
There
was.
was so much mayonnaise, and then it just like
Mhm.
fell off,
Fell out.
and the splat noise it
Mm.
made was disgusting.
It was honestly the worst thing in the world. Honestly, all, the only thing on that sandwich was white bread, probably one thing of lettuce, one thing of turkey, and then the rest was
The
mayonnaise.
rest was mayonnaise, and then she had like a little cup of mayonnaise on the
Yeah,
side.
he's like, here's your extra mayonnaise, and it's literally like a huge like little cup, and I'm like,
But
absolutely
yeah,
not.
absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
And so yeah, he does take a bite of it, and like the squishing noise was disgusting, and he was like
Yeah.
delicious.
Mm-mm.
After some untold amount of time,
Yeah.
they start dating.
Yes.
And one day while they're out shopping, they run into Sister Girl, who is like undercover as a cashier.
Mm-hmm.
And Sister Girl begins to think that Undercover Brother is selling out because he's having sex with a white woman.
Yes.
We then cut. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We then cut to the General's fried chicken commercial. And
Mm.
listen, the song slaps. I'm so sorry. Bob number three. Bob number three. But at one point, or at the end, no, at the beginning, and then once again at the end, they
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that he has something called a nappy meal.
Yes, the nappy meal,
And I wanted to
bro.
scream. I don't think I've ever noticed that before.
You haven't? That was
No.
honestly
And then on the like the chicken bucket, he has an afro.
yes. Yep. Yep.
I wanted to scream, Kelly.
When he first said it, I was all like, at the beginning of the commercial, I'm like, he didn't say it.
He
And
didn't
then at
say
the end, it's
that.
like, come on, get your nappy meal. I'm like, nah, bro, nah, no.
Completely lost me. Complete. The song slapped, but completely lost me.
Yeah.
And then that one woman who was like double fisting the chicken and went.
Yeah.
How
Mm-mm.
did they? How did they get people to do this?
I honestly, I don't know.
How did these people do this with a straight face?
No, for real though. I want to see the either behind the scenes or I want to know how many takes that took
I
because
have to see the bloopers.
I would have it in my hands and then I would go to do one and I couldn't.
I would fall out. Could not do
Yeah,
that.
no.
There's another part of the movie where I'm just like, how did you stand there with a straight face while this was happening? And so, yeah, Undercover
Um,
Brother then comes in and he's dressed like Urkel and acting
yes.
very weird. And
Yep.
so Conspiracy Brother grabs a gun and tries to kill him for selling out.
Yeah.
But Undercover Brother like grabs it back and walks out upset
Yeah.
and
Unfazed.
unfazed. And so he's like, if I hadn't been reading like these books, I would put down this strawberry mango broccoli smoothie and put my foot up your patootie.
I pronounce my R's and what was the other one?
Oh,
I pronounce my
cause he was like, "Hey, sister girl," and she was like,
yeah.
"It's
It's
sister
just
girl." He's like, "Where I come from, we pronounce our e's and our r's."
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm like, bro, no.
And so, Smart Brother then comes in and tells everyone that he discovered that the general is under a mind control drug, and that the man is looking for a way to distribute it, and they realize that he's going to distribute it through the chicken.
Yes.
How that works, I don't know.
I don't know.
No self-respecting First off, no self-respecting black person would eat somewhere where they have something called a nappy meal.
Nappy meal, yeah.
Like
Mm.
what? That would
No.
never happen. Secondly, how is the drug supposed to sustain cooking temperatures?
Right. Unless they're using it as like a seasoning they put on at the end
Yeah,
or something.
but it looks like a liquid when we're shown it.
Yeah.
So
I feel like they should have put it in a drink or something.
put it in
Like
the drinks. Yeah.
cuz if you put it in like the either whatever you use to coat the chicken or the breading, it's just going to fry off.
It's gonna fry off. Unless you're like dipping the chicken in like the oil
A
like right before.
sauce.
A sauce.
Ooh.
I would hate to hear what the name of that sauce would be. Like,
Do you
no.
want to come up with one?
No.
Get your nappy meal and your side of.
Kelly, you will get yourself canceled. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't
I'm
do
not.
that.
I'm not. I'm not. We're safe here.
We're not talking about that.
No, we're not. We're moving on. We're moving on.
We then cut to Penelope's house where Undercover Brother and her are listening to a slow cover of the Thong song.
It was awful.
It was so bad. Not a bop.
Not a bop.
And as Penelope tries to feed Undercover Brother, which truly looks like a mayonnaise now, like it true at this
time
point,
it does.
it
Yeah.
looks worse. Like there's nothing but mayonnaise between this bread.
It's just white bread and mayonnaise.
It's just white bread and mayonnaise.
That's it.
Disgusting.
Ugh.
Sister Girl comes in and is able to bring Undercover Brother back to his senses.
Yes.
Also, did you hear what I heard?
What?
Did you hear when Penelope called Sister Girl that colored girl Tanja?
Yes.
I never heard that before either, Kelly.
You haven't?
No.
How many times have you seen this movie?
I've seen this movie a lot of times.
Bro, how?
Maybe this was like the first time I watched it with subtitles.
Maybe. Or maybe your brain was like putting like it was going through like a trauma response, and every time you heard nappy meal or that colored woman Tanja, your brain was just all like shut down.
Yeah, it's like you don't need to hear this. You're 7.
Yeah.
You don't need to hear this.
You don't need to hear this. Wait until you're older.
Wait until you're older. And so Penelope then pulls out a gun and reveals herself to be the man's secret weapon, White She-Devil.
I loved when she revealed herself. That was so funny.
So funny. She had this like skin tight white outfit on underneath her clothes.
Yeah, yeah. And then later on, her helmet.
And then, did you notice that her hair just kept getting bigger and bigger every scene?
Yes. I'm like, dang, okay, girl. Jeez.
And so she brings in 2 goons who Undercover Brother fights, while Sister Girl fights White She-Devil. The 2 ladies somehow end up in the shower and they start like seductively rubbing on each other while Undercover Brother and the goons watch.
One of the goons literally pulls up a chair.
He pulls up a chair. You thought that was the most ridiculous part? I thought.
Well, that was the part that kind of like.
I thought
when I was watching it, I was like, bro.
I thought the most ridiculous part was they were sitting there eating their popcorn and drinking their drinks.
Yep.
And Undercover Brother starts ripping off condoms and hands them to the guys.
Yes. Yep. He's all like, we gotta protect safe. Gotta what was it?
Gotta practice safe sex.
Gotta practice safe sex. And just handing them out. I'm like, bro. I mean, like, great message, but.
And so while the girls are like doing this, at one point it looks like they're about to kiss when Sister Girl knocks out White She-Devil, and Undercover Brother knocks out the goons. And as they're leaving, White She-Devil like comes to and starts shooting at them.
Mm-hmm.
They're then chased by White She-Devil and her goons on motorcycles, but are caught and held up at gunpoint. But White She-Devil shoots the goons instead because she's fallen in love with Undercover Brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes. We then cut to the man, and he tells Mr. Feather that they need to start distributing this drug to other Black leaders, like actors and athletes and authors,
artists, and
stuff like that. And Mr. Feather starts to have a meltdown because he has started using Black slang, and he doesn't want that. The drug is obviously working because Black people start doing really weird things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jay-Z is doing like covers of like white folk music.
Yeah.
the author of How Stella Got Her Groove Back wrote a book called How Stella Got Her
Stella
White
got her
Man
white man
Back.
back.
John Singleton is doing a remake of Driving Miss Daisy. It's not going well.
It's not.
It's not going well. And so when Undercover Brother and Sister Girl get back to the headquarters with White She Devil, they scare everyone because they brought a white woman into the building. But she says that she's willing to help stop Operation Whitewash. That's the name of the
Yes.
man's plan to
Yes, it is.
drug all black people in America. Operation
Mhm.
Whitewash.
Awful.
Awful. And so Smart Brother learns from She Devil, White She Devil, a list of targets for the man, and James Brown is next up on that list. So the chief lets her into the Brotherhood, which rightfully so upsets Conspiracy Brother.
Yeah.
He's like, "What? She just got here."
Yeah. And she's allowed in. No
Because
training.
he let her in, and then he also let Lance in because he said that he watched Roots.
Yes. He said, have y'all heard of Roots?
Have you guys heard of Roots? It was really compelling and really touched me, and I was just like, Lance,
Yeah.
please.
Please.
You didn't see us as people until you saw us struggling. Please, Lance. And so, yeah. And so they go to an award show, and Lance is put in charge of watching over James Brown. And it's the actual James Brown.
It is the actual James Brown.
It's the actual James Brown. But he loses him immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And James Brown gets kidnapped by Mr. Feather.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay, because it turns out James Brown is just Undercover Brother in disguise.
Yes.
But Lance still really feels bad for doing a bad job on his first mission.
Mm-hmm.
So Conspiracy Brother gives Lance some weed. And I say some weed very lightly because he gives him a giant bag, like a gallon bag of weed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a gallon bag and like half of the bottom is full.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a small bag.
That's not a small bag.
He's like, make sure you go light your first time, and he did not listen.
He did not listen.
He did not listen.
He's like, you'll get all paranoid and stuff if you take too much, and then immediately starts hearing things. And I was like, what is in this weed?
Right, that is not weed you're smoking at that point.
And so the team then makes their way to the man's lair, where Undercover Brother has revealed himself, and it's revealed that the man is on his way to the island. Mr. Feather tells the general to kill Undercover Brother and takes his medallion as something to remember him by.
Mm-hmm.
Before the general can shoot, Sister Girl takes the gun away and gives the general the antidote. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Feather and holds Mr. Feather at gunpoint, but he gets away after Conspiracy Brother presses a atomic core button.
Bruh.
But I guess he can't read because he looked at it. He was like, atomic core ray? What is this?
And just presses it.
And just presses it. A red button that was sealed in glass.
Yep. He said, I want to push that. And he read it too. He read it and he said, yep, that's what I want to do.
He said, atomic core ray. What's this so-called button do?
Oh, gosh.
And so Undercover Brother tells everyone to get the general out while he goes after the man and Mr. Feather. While the group is trying to escape, they get stopped by some henchmen when Lance tries to be like, hey, this place is about to explode. Can we just go?
Right.
But one of them calls him a sissy, and for lack of a better word, he destroys these men.
Yes.
He
released a strength that we did not know he had.
He rips the heart out of one of them. Yeah. He rips the spine out of another.
Yep.
And then he squeezes the juice out of another before crushing his head.
Yep.
And like I said at the beginning of this episode, that's the amount of anger I would have if I found out that Missy destroyed the transmitter.
Yes.
Just so everyone knows.
Yes.
And so, yeah, everyone's like, wow, Lance,
Yeah, where did that come from?
where'd that come from? Was it the weed?
It was the weed.
It was the
It
weed.
was
The
the
weed
weed.
gave him super strength.
Yes.
And so, um, Undercover Brother and Mr. Feather meet up on like a helipad and they start fighting. And Mr. Feather has like knives
Yeah, he's
that
got
just
little
come out of his
blades.
suit.
Yeah.
And so they fight, but Undercover Brother gets the upper hand. He gets his medallion back.
Yeah.
Right as the man shows up in his helicopter and he's like, Mr. Feather failed me. Let's bounce.
Yeah, we're out. We're out.
And so Mr. Feather's like, you are not leaving me. And so
Nope.
he jumps onto the helicopter and holds on.
Yep.
But Undercover Brother is not going to let him get away. And so he
Mm-mm.
throws picks from his hair at Mr. Feather and they get caught in his ass and he falls and gets eaten by
It's
sharks.
eaten by a shark immediately.
And so also, as the man is flying away, he is using black slime.
Yes. Yes. Bruh.
And I'm like, yeah, of
Yeah.
course, of
Of
course,
course.
of course. And so the building then explodes, and Undercover Brother jumps, even though he doesn't have a parachute, but his bell
Mm-hmm.
bottoms act as a parachute.
Yeah, he's got parachute pants.
And he just glides down to the rest of the group. He kisses Sister Girl, and they all leave to fight another day and are somehow able to distribute an antidote to black people nationwide.
Yeah.
How? We never know.
Also, I love the whole bit with them being like, he's Undercover Brother's like, you know what? What's behind every what was it?
Every black man,
Every black man, and everyone's all like, slower white athletes,
a slower white athletes, the police.
the police, probable cause.
Lance said probable cause.
He said probable
No,
cause,
no.
and he's like,
Revoke,
nah,
revoke
revoke, kick
his
him out.
agent status. Make him an
Yeah,
intern again.
that was out of pocket.
That was out of pocket.
That was out of pocket. It was not needed.
At least White Sheet Devil said a cute butt.
Right, that's redeeming.
That's redeeming.
Everything else, no.
No. The answer is a successful black woman. Just
Yes, it
so
is.
everyone knows.
Yeah,
Even though
for any
I
confusion.
don't necessarily agree with that. I don't feel like women should be behind men, but you know,
Mm,
yeah, that's a
mm.
topic for another day. But yeah, that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Kelly, are you ready for the movie facts?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Denise Richards, who plays
Mm-hmm.
Penelope slash She Devil, claims that her butt was digitally enlarged for the film's cover and promotional material, which
Really?
which
You
I
can see
can
it?
see that. I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my gosh.
Um, at one point in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
when they're like explaining the man to Undercover Brother,
Mm-hmm.
Undercover Brother says, "So Hollywood really is out to get Spike Lee." Spike Lee is the director of this movie's cousin.
They're like, here's the opportunity. We're gonna take it.
Here, we're gonna take it.
Good for
Um,
them.
yeah, good for them. When Undercover Brother first meets Sister Girl in his bedroom, he coins the phrase "get the body slamming and get the jamming."
Mm-hmm.
It's a play on the lyrics of "You Got the Look" by Prince, who is a cousin of Eddie Griffin.
Oh,
Everybody's cousins.
everybody's cousins. Everybody's
Everybody's
family's
cousins.
involved.
Everybody's family. In the scene where Lance emerges from the van in a cloud of pot smoke, Neil Patrick Harris thought it would help his performance to actually get stoned. And so he did. And he says that this ended up backfiring because it made him sluggish and paranoid.
Doing exactly what they said would happen in the
Yeah.
movie.
It's almost like weed does what weed does.
Right. No
Wow.
kidding. I love the try for method acting though. Good on
Yeah.
him. But
Maybe let's not do that anymore.
yeah, maybe not.
Last one. When Lance kills the three security guards after being called a sissy, he does so using three fatalities from from the game Mortal Kombat. He uses Kano's heart rip, Sub Zero's spine rip, and Jax's head clap.
That's amazing. I love that.
Love that
That
too.
is so funny.
Okay, Kelly. Now it's time for the question: is this movie
Okay.
iconic?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's so funny.
Absolutely. It is such a funny movie. Like I don't even know, y'all. Like I don't know. I when I watched the trailer, Jordan said that I had like watched all the good parts, but that whole movie's hilarious. That
I
whole
feel
movie
like
is hilarious.
when Kelly was watching the trailer, I feel like they were giving out some of the best jokes.
They
But
kind of did. They kind of did.
it's still a great movie.
It's a really good movie. I love it. It's hilarious.
It's so funny. I love it so much. I've been watching this since I was little. Why? Who knows?
Who knows?
I was I was I was let to watch a lot of movies I should not have been watching when I was
Me
little.
too. Me too. It's like I was not. I probably should not have listened to half the music that I did listen to, but you know what?
Same. Same. But yeah, we both agree this movie is iconic. It's so
Hmm.
funny. It's hilarious. It's a great. Do you consider this a parody movie? I consider this a parody movie.
I would say so.
I feel like they're parodying 1970s movies. I feel like this is
Yeah.
and James Bond movies. I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
this is a parody movie. Love
Yeah,
this
for
movie.
sure.
So everyone watch it, please. Thank you.
Yes. Go check it out.
Okay, Kelly, do you have any recommendations?
Yes, I do. So, I've been listening to like throwbacks at work because I know like Jordan goes the movie route for work. I go the music route for work because like sometimes like I want to pay attention. I actually want to pay attention to what I'm watching. So I just put on like old like 70s stuff, maybe 60s stuff. So here is some throwbacks for you. First one is Ring My Bell
You
by
ring
Anita Ward.
my bell, ring my bell.
Bell. Such a good freaking
Oh,
song.
I just know she was high on cocaine when she was singing that song. I just know
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's just some 70s and like 80s songs that you listen to and you're like, oh,
You were
you
high as
were,
a kite when you were
yeah,
making this.
you were under some kind of some kind of influence.
Some kind of influence.
Yeah. So it's a great song though. It's such a bop.
Great song. Huge
Great,
bop.
huge bop. And my second one is, oh shoot, where did it go? I usually have all of this written down because I'm a professional. 1 second. And I'm so excited by the Pointer Sisters.
I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it.
That is such a bop. I love
Another
it.
great song.
Yeah, so go expand your music taste. Listen to some great music.
Yes.
But that's all for me.
Oh no, Kelly froze. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Hi.
okay. Hi.
As for me, I have four.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Sorry, not sorry. My first one is The Other Boleyn Girl. That movie is messy.
Oh, yeah, that's a
I,
messy
I
movie.
watched I watched that movie at work. That movie's messy.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Oh, I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah,
I very much enjoyed that
it
movie.
is a good movie.
I love how in these like throwback like period piece movies, they always try to make Prince Jordan King,
Whoa.
Henry the what is he? The
The
eighth?
eighth?
They always try to make him hot, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Because the portraits aren't matching the actors y'all have
They are
portraying him.
if we if we made historical movies, even if they are like fiction, whatever, like accurate to the real people's portraits, y'all wouldn't watch them. I'm
True,
just gonna say that right now.
you're right.
They're not good looking.
because in the other Boleyn girl, if Henry looked like the man who was portraying him, I completely understand why these two sisters folded. I completely understand. I'm like, yeah, he was pushing up on you and whispering sweet nothings and sending you gifts. I get it. I get
Yeah.
it.
You're like, I would have folded too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My second recommendation is The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
Great show. It's making me scared of bread and other other things that come in contact with fungi, like
Mm-hmm.
mushrooms. Tell me why the day after the second episode at work for lunch they had
Oh yeah,
mushroom
you did
sliders.
say this, yeah.
Mushroom. I was like,
Someone has been watching The Last of Us and they're like, you know
someone,
what?
someone was pranking us.
Oh yeah. They're like, I know we have a set menu for today, but I'd like to change things up.
Yeah, let's do some mushroom sliders.
So I have
Let's
this idea.
let's really scare some people.
Yeah, and then we could all laugh from the back and watch who takes it and who doesn't.
Who does it? Who like hesitates to take it?
Yes.
Because I did hesitate. I was like, oh,
You're like
um.
you're like, am I in The Last of Us? Is this it?
I mean, I guess it would be better for me to just take. Actually, no, because from what I've learned in my research
Mhm.
for The Last of Us, the people who are infected are like aware that they are like they're aware of everything that's happening. They just can't do anything. So
Yeah.
never mind.
No.
No,
I think I'd
no.
rather die.
I'd rather die.
End my misery, literally.
Let me go grab some Advil, crush it up into a smoothie, and just fall asleep. Like
Yeah.
I'm not living
Mm-mm.
through that.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But yeah, back to my recommendations. My third one is a song. It's Colorado by Renee Rapp. Great song.
Mm.
Loved it. I listened to her entire EP. It was a little slow for my liking,
Mm.
a little slow, but I loved Colorado.
Okay.
So I added
Thank you for
that
the
to the
bop.
list.
Yeah.
Thank you for the pop. And then my last one, I've been trying to listen to Spanish music to help me with my learning of Spanish.
I love Spanish music.
So I got a little messy song for y'all.
Ooh, okay.
It's called Ese Hombre by La
Ooh.
India. She is
Okay.
tearing into this man. Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
but here, if you want some more, I'll give you some. But
Ooh.
like, here, wait, where is it?
Yeah, I need new songs from my Spanish playlist.
This is this is an older song, but Mi Mayor Venganza, she rips that man apart.
Mm.
She
Send it to
rips that
me.
man apart.
Send
I
it to
will.
me. I will
I
listen
will.
to it. I've been
It's a great song.
I've been steadily adding songs. Did you know that Christina Aguilera has a Spanish album? I've added two songs from that Spanish album to this list.
Excuse me, she has a what?
Uh-huh. I like Pamis Machachas
I had no idea she had a Spanish album.
and Y Alegre.
I'm gonna have
Great
to look this
songs.
up. Okay,
Also,
Christina. She really diversified, didn't she?
did you know there's a Spanish version of The Way by Ariana Grande? Added that on here.
What? That's
Also,
crazy.
I found a new Selena song that I like a lot. It's
Ooh, what's
called
it called?
Contigo Quiero Estar. Great.
Mm,
I really liked it. And I understood most of the words. I was like, oh my gosh.
go off, go off.
Some of these other songs I cannot say the same. But Contigo Quiero Estar, I knew a lot of the words. So yeah, I'm in my Spanish era, everyone.
I mean, also you gotta have Don Omar and Daddy Yankee on there, so make sure you add some of that in
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah. I'm still adding. I'm still adding. It's a process.
Mark Anthony's Mala. That one's a good one too.
I've never heard a Mark Anthony song.
Yeah, you have.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have.
I haven't.
Here. Let me find the one that like everybody knows.
Okay, I'll start our outro. So
Yes, go ahead.
thank you so much for listening. This was a great movie week.
It was.
Super fun. Super fun. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and an Instagram. They're both at SYTYI Podcast. Also, you can send us your movie requests at our email, sytyiipodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what movies you want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can send us your movie stories. Were you in this movie? Were you like a extra in this movie? What was
Would
the
you try? Would you
what?
try a nappy meal?
Would you try a nappy meal with a 30-ounce malt liquor? Were you one of those women singing the General Fried Chicken song?
Or were you the one that was double fisting?
Or were you the one that was double fisting? What was that filming process like?
Yeah. Yeah.
What
How
was
did you get in
happening?
your headspace
What
to
was
do that?
happening in the room? I need to know.
Right.
Please let us know. Please, 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 please.
We are begging.
I'm begging you. Also, don't forget to share us with your friends and your family. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. And
Mm-hmm.
don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts with 5 stars.
Thank you.
Thank you. Um, and I guess I'll bring back the COVID announcement. Everyone, get your COVID boosters.
Stay safe out there.
Stay safe out there, y'all. Um, Also, really upset because
No.
I'm gonna have to go buy a coat. Why is it
You're gonna
gonna
have to
be
go buy a coat.
Why is it gonna be 30 degrees tomorrow morning?
Ooh, girl, it's literally been the 30s all week.
Like from tomorrow until Thursday, it's gonna be in the 30s. And I didn't bring a coat because it has not been cold really.
Yeah.
And I'm not going back to my house.
Nope. You're gonna have to freeze or buy
I-
a new one.
I'm gonna have to go buy a new coat. I'm so upset. Oh, I'm
Welcome
so
to winter.
upset. I thought winter was over.
Nope.
At least for us, I thought it was over. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with 33-degree weather, Kelly?
Cry.
Like that's insane. Anyway, everyone, stay safe out there. Stay warm.
Yes.
Stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.